Okay, this is worksheet 2. Shouldn't. Let's see if we can split up. Here we go. So, let's do one by one. Why is this? 1 second. Why can't I see anything? Oh, here we go. So, question 1. So you got two choices here. You can go like this, and that's times 2. So therefore here, I'm going to go times 2. Sorry, times 2, and 2 times 2 is 4, right? So 2/4 and 4/8 are equivalent, right? They're both multiplied by 2, so we're okay. So now, over here, you can go, how does 2 become a 6 times 3? So the denominator here is always going to be the 4 times 3 again, so 4 times 3 is 12. So if you want, you can pull it out this side, and this is what it looked like, right? So times 3 is 6, and I got to multiply the bottom times 3, gives me 12. Okay, so you can do that. And then 2 to 10 is times 5, so 4 to this empty spot is also going to be times 5, right? So that gives me 20 times 5 times 5. But I'm also going to repeat this, number 1, and do it another time. So I'm just going to write what I know here. Here's the ratio that I know is 2 to 4. So to go from this direction this way, 2 to 4 is times 2. But if I go up from 4 to go to 2, I divide by 2. Okay, that makes sense, right? How did the 4 become a 2? 4 divided by 2 is 2. And how did the 2 become a 4? 20 times 2. So up, you divide by 2. And if you go down, you multiply by 2. So 8, I'm going up. Divide by 2. That gives me 4. 6, I'm going down. I'm going to multiply by 2, so it's 12. 10, going down is times 2, so that's 20. Notice the same answers we got before. So you can do that if you like. Number 2, 3 and 21. Let me put this on the side. So to go this way, out of the 3 is times 7. And to go up is divided by 7. Yeah? 21. So here we're going to go up, which means divide by 7, so that gives me 1. 14, we're going up again, so let's divide by 7, that gives me 2. 28, I'm going to go up and divide by 7, that gives me 4. If you don't like that, you can do a side to side. So here, how does a 21 become a 7? Divide by 3. So I'm going to divide this by 3, and I get 1. Right? Now, once I have, now I have 2 ratios that I know. This one and this one. I don't have to use this anymore. I can use this one, 1 over 7. How does a 7 become a 14? Times 2. So over here, times 2, I get a 2. How does a 7 become 28? Times 4, and therefore the top, times 4, I get 4. So once you find another one, another equivalent ratio, you can use that to find the other ones. You don't have to use the same one over and over and over again. You can use whichever one you like. 3. How does a 5 become a 10? I don't know. Times 2. So how 8 to this spot will be times 2. That gives me 16. I could have also done this. How does a 30 become a 10? Divided by 3. So this 48 to this empty spot is going to be divided by 3, which is going to give me 16. Many ways to do this. Okay, 2 or 5 times 3. So this would be times 3, which gives you 15. How did the 2 become an 8? Times 4. This is going to be times 4. 20. How did a 2 become a 10? Times 5. So at the bottom, times 5, which is 25. So in essence, you're doing 2 over 5th, 2 over 5, and you're missing that. You're asking for that missing number, 2 over 5, and then 8, and what was the missing number, which is 8 over 20, and then 2 over 5, and you had a 10, but you had a missing number, so, okay, if you'd like to put them on the side like that to do it, that's fine too. 5, so 27 over 36, well, I can go, the easiest way I think would be to go from 27 to 3. So imagine if you had 27 over 36, and I asked you to simplify. You can and you had this, right? Because that's what you're looking at. How does 27 become a 3? Well, divided by 9. And I divide this by 9, right? If I divide the top by 9, divide the bottom by 9, then I get 4. So I get 3/4. But right? I just simplified it. Now I can use 3/4 to help me get to this. How does the 3 become a 9? Times 3. So I multiply this times 3, and I get 12. And then I can also use 3/4 again to get to the 21. Times 7. And then the 4 here is going to be times 7, which is 28. 4/6. Well, this one, how does 6 become a 12? Times 2. Times 2, which is 8. How did the 4 become a 12? Times 3. So I'm going to multiply the bottom times 3, which is 18. And how did the 4 become a 16? Times 4. And 6 times 4 is 24. These arrows kind of help too. Okay. 11 over 15, well, let's start. There's these two. So imagine there are 4 fractions next to each other. No particular order in which one to do first. So how did the 15 become a 30? Times 2. So over here is going to be times 2. And 11 times 2 is 22. How does 11 become 33? Times 3. And 15 times 3 is 45. How does 11 become 44, times 4? So the bottom is going to be times 4, and 15 times 4 is 60. Let's keep on going. 5 over 12. There is a relationship, right? Times 2. So on the top is times 2, which is 10. From 15 to this one, I'm going to use a 5. 5 times 3 is 15. So at the bottom, 12 times 3 is 36. And 12 to 48 is times 4. And therefore, the top is going to be times 4 again. 5 times 4 is 20. This one should be pretty simple. But this one I'm going to do up and down. So here's 1/2, 1 over 2, right? Which is this one right here. To go from 1 to 2 is times 2. To go from 2 to 1 is divided by 2. So if you're going up, you're going to divide by 2. Going down, you're going to multiply by 2. So all these problems is you're going down here, and you're going from numerator to denominator. So all of them is going to be times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. And 4 times 2 is 8. You can do the up and down here. Because there is, for example, this one, there's no up and down. Nothing multiplied by 11 will give you 15, and nothing divided by 15 will give you 11, so there's no relationship here. Here you could have done an up and down. Okay. Here, 2 times nothing becomes 3, and 3 divided by nothing becomes 2, so there's no up and down relationship, so you're going to have to do side to side. So, 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6, right? Because times 2 times 2. 2 to 8 times 4. So 3 is going to be times 4, and 3 times 4 is 12. How does a 2 become a 10? It's times 5. And at the bottom, 3 times 5 is going to be 15. So there you are. Okay, so sometimes even if it's not there, for example, let's go back to 6. 4, 6, I can create another box. Nothing stops me from creating another box. And 4 over 6, I can simplify that to 2 over 3. And I can use 2 over 3 now to every single one if I wanted to. So if there's ones you can simplify and they're not there, you can simplify. There's no problem you creating another box even though it didn't ask you to. It's not a big deal. Okay. Please tell me I recorded all this. And I did. Okay, good. That's it.